So who loves a good bookmark and a bit of a whimsy? I certainly do, although I don't read as much as I used to. But this is actually going to be given away as part of the Hugs in Stitches project that's been run by Lynda Coker over on Sheet Design. So do check out her videos and her channel. I'll link it below, along with the Facebook page that she's running for the project. Now, this is on some quilt batting. It's 100% cotton quilt batting. It's so soft. I absolutely love this stuff. You can actually iron the fabric onto the quilt batting, but I'm just going to sew it in place because this is the Hugs in Stitches project that we're doing. I'm using a couple of strips of old fabric. These are from shirts and they've been well washed and then just pinned in place, and then I'm sewing around the edge just to secure them onto the quilt batting, and this is going to be my background layer. And then I'm going to add so many stitches to this project, and I'm going up and down using a straight stitch all the way across the short edge. Now I am going to put a template on my Ko-Fi page, so you know sort of how I sort of did this. You don't really need a template, but the measurements are around about 2 inches wide by 7 inches, but it really depends on personal taste. It doesn't matter, just use what you've got. So I've had a load of stitches and it's so lovely, it's so soft, and also it's got that lovely stitched texture to it. Now I have absolutely loads of fabric that has the iron-on heat and bond light on the back of it because I used to make applique for people, applique. So I have loads of this. I've got so many little tiny scraps. I thought this would be a great project to use these little scraps up on. Hardly used any of them, still got loads left, but I managed to make loads of these gorgeous little houses out of that scrap fabric, and because I've got so many different colours and patterns, it just looked really cute. I tended to stick to the blues with a little bit of floral included as well. Now all of this has the paper backing on it, and then can you see it's got a little shiny surface to it there? Well, that's the heat and bond light, and it's a fusible adhesive that you set using heat. So you take the paper backing off it and then just use the iron over the top for a few seconds, and it just bonds it onto your fabrics. Fantastic stuff, really, really great if you can't be bothered to tack things down, pin them, and if you're just using tiny pieces. And then you can sew through them and secure them in place properly. And because this is a slow stitching project, this worked absolutely beautifully for this. So it took me quite a while to do, but it was a nice Sunday afternoon. I went all the way around the little houses using the light blue cotton. Oh no, I think it was white cotton I used for around the houses, but I just wanted to emphasize the outlines of them. So I decided to go in with some bright pink because that was a really nice contrast to the little pieces of fabric that I was using. And then I just added a little bit of detail there to mark out the windows and doors and things like that. You can see what it looks like on the back. It looks a little bit messy, so we need to cover the backing up. Now how I'm going to do that is just to cut again a little bit of scrap fabric. Yes, remember to give the thumbs up if you're enjoying this video. So I'm using another little piece of scrap fabric, again a bit of shirting fabric, and I have just laid it on there, and I'm going to cut around it so that it's the same size as the 2 pieces of fabric that I use for my base layer on the top. And then what I'm going to do once I have cut that out is just pin it in place and then sew all the way around 3 of the edges so that I can then turn it inside out. Now you can snip your corners before you turn it inside out, but I didn't do that because it's quite thin fabric, so I was able to just push those corners out. But I did get my iron out again, because if you flatten it with your iron, it just looks so much more professional. And because I'm using that the batting with the adhesive on it, that sort of just made it really nice and flat. Now the end just needed a little bit trimming off. I was going to turn it in and then sew it, but it was a bit of a faff to do that, so I just decided, because this is a bit of a shabby chic whimsy project, I just decided to do a bit of a whip stitch on the outside, and I'm considering maybe adding a little bit of lace. But for now, this is what it looks like. I thought I'd show you the project. So there are so many stitches in this, so many hugs for somebody. I haven't decided who it's going to go to yet, but I'm sure I'll find the right person. And what I might do is even include a little book so that somebody's got a book to read as well. So I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please do give me a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and of course go over to Lynda's channel to check out her wonderful videos too. Take care everyone. Thanks for joining me. Bye bye.